the greatest challenge to the modern, pathology today is not the germs, but antibiotics themselves. In Sanskrit, it is said, Langhanam paramaushadhi. It means fasting is the superiormost medicine.
There are many different kinds of yoga. There is Hatha Yoga, there is Kundalini Yoga, there is Ashtanga Yoga, there is Iyengar Yoga, there is Hot Yoga by Bikram, there is Yin Yoga. Sir, so many different kinds of yoga. Suggest what is recommended for whom? Hello and welcome everyone. This is Vivek Naik and you are watching Readers Official, a place where authors from around the world speak beyond pages. Before I go ahead and introduce my today's guest, let me ask all my viewers and listeners to please subscribe to this channel, because that one small action of yours motivates me to bring best-selling authors on this platform and create a worldwide community of authors and readers. Now, let's meet our today's guest. He is an author of an acclaimed book called Nisargahar, published in 4 different languages. Not just that, he has dedicated 40 years of his life towards yoga and naturopathy. Plus, he is currently leading Yoga Vidyaniketan, Indian Yoga Association, and many committees under Government of India. He is remarkably known for his 21 days water fast only, and he is a recipient of the eminent Yoga Acharya Award and multiple Lifetime Achievement Award. It's my pleasure to welcome Yoga Acharya Dr. Durgadas Sawant. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to have you on this platform, because my relation with you started way back a couple of years when you had this book launch of this book, and that was my first book launch of my life. And since then, I have been, just visualizing this when I can meet you again, and it's my pleasure to have you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, help us understand your journey from childhood to then you dedicating your life to yoga and naturopathy, and then writing this beautiful book, Nisargahar. Tell us about it, sir.
Yeah. I was born and brought up in a small village in Karwar, it's on Karnataka and Goa border. And then I brought up in the same village, education, etc. And then my graduation also in the town of Karwar. Then I had my post-graduation, that is MSc in physiology from Goa Medical College, Panji. And then for job purpose, I shifted to Mumbai. And since then I am here, basically based in Navi Mumbai. And right in college time, I was suffering from sinusitis and sometimes some strain over the neck. Then some drops and nasal drops and all that, allopathic medicine. Because of side effect, I started getting acidity and the digestive issues. And then when I came here in Mumbai, one of the district civil surgeon told me at that time, under that medical examination, that if you happen to go to big cities like Mumbai, you learn yoga, because in our village, that's not possible.
Okay.
And fortunately, incidentally, I would say, I happened to shift in Mumbai only.
Okay.
And then I took this opportunity. There is one well-known institute, Yoga Vidyaniketan, which was founded by Nimbalkar Guruji, Sadashiv Nimbalkar, who got Padma Shri also later from Government of India. And so I completed the diploma, and then after practicing those, especially kriyas and other yogic practices, I found a tremendous, positive effect so far my health is concerned. And then slowly I got attracted or got exposed to naturopathy, another elite topic to yoga. And that too helped me a lot so far my acidity or other issues are concerned. And then I thought, okay, I should, preach this for others. If I am helped by this, I should see that I should help others also. And from that point of view, I've served that institute, as a part-time, and then, or rather more of a social service, And then I happened to give many lectures in different organizations or the yoga as well as the how the food should be, diet should be, so far health is concerned. And then people started asking questions. And during that question answer session, many requested me, why don't you write this? Because we happen to forget. It should be like a ready reference.
True.
And then I never imagined that I have to be an author of some book, but it is because of the demand from the audience. I happened to, write this book. Initially, the idea was a small booklet like, but as I started writing automatically, it became comparatively bigger, some 125 pages.
Interesting.
And because of demand only, I happened to translate it. Originally, it was in Marathi, but then English, then the Hindi, Gujarati, other versions came again out of the demand from the readers.
Correct, correct. Sir, you mentioned you interacted with a lot of people. You gave them lectures or you did conduct sessions as well. What was these sessions about? I mean, those were only yoga sessions or it was a mix of yoga and naturopathy? Just help me understand.
Sometimes exclusively yoga, sometimes exclusively naturopathy, sometimes both together, or more, let us say, health related. Health-wise.
Sir, naturopathy, for a layman, if you can explain, what does a naturopathy mean? Can you just go ahead, sir?
This term naturopathy was coined in Europe some 200 years back.
Okay.
But prior to that, if you see the principles of naturopathy, I would say naturopathy is the first mode of treatment in the human history. Because
why do you say
back before the civilization, when people used to suffer, what they would have done? They would have used water.
True.
They would have used the mud. They have used the heat, cold, whatever available. They would have fasted many times.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is suffering, any life, let us say, any creature is suffering, he can't move. He can't go for search of food.
Exactly.
So naturally, it has to fast. And it is not that it's forcibly it has to fast. It is the arrangement of divinity that when we fast, the Akash principle increases. Because basically this naturopathy is based on the 5 principles. Pancha Mahabhut, what we say. Prithvi, Jala, Agni, Vayu and Akash. So Akash is a space. And Mahatma Gandhi ji used to say Akash as the Arogya Samrat. Means it's subtler most principle, but having highest potency so far healing is concerned.
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi ji, when went to Africa, he happened to get exposed to this naturopathy.
Okay.
The term is coined in Europe, I said,
correct.
because some 200-300 years back, the doctors found that there are some limitations and side effects of allopathic medicines. I think 200-300 years back, allopathic medicine may not be that dangerous as they are today. The sulfur drug and so many antibiotics and steroid. Such medicines were not there those times. But the principle was to suppress the symptom. Allo, there's a we call allo. Allo is a Greek word. It means opposite or forcing. So, go to suppress the symptom and heal. That's the principle of allopathy. And so, certainly, they were having side effects. And they thought, let us go for some modality which won't have side effect. And yet, it will help the patients. And so, they started searching their ancestors. Europeans' ancestors are Greek.
Correct.
And in Greek were great people, no? Some 2000 years back, philosophers and all different. Just like India is the ancient civilization.
Correct.
And in all fields, we were much ahead. Similarly, Greeks were also. And so, from their ancestors, they found that they got the reference of the 5 principles, how they can be used to, treat. And then slowly, they started doing experiments. And that term, naturopathy, was coined by a German scientist some 200 years back, not prior to that. But those principles were there in India also.
Okay.
India being ancient civilization. In India, instead of coining such terminology, now we have translated Nisargahar or Prakriti Chikitsa in Hindi from that naturopathy.
Correct.
But in India, naturopathy got developed at a subtler level, and that is known as Ayurveda. Because from 5 principles only, Panchamahabhut only, the tridosha concept has arrived in Ayurveda. Prithvi plus Jala is Kapha
Okay.
dosha. Pitta with Agni, I mean the Jala with Agni is Pitta dosha.
Okay.
And the Vayu and Akash together in combination, it leads to Vata dosha.
Okay.
And entire Ayurvedic system is based on this tridosha concept. When the tridosha are in balance, one is healthy. When tridosha are imbalance, we end with number of diseases. That's the concept.
Sir, you mentioned mud, heat, cold, and fasting. And I have heard you're a firm believer of fasting, and you believe that the body's natural mechanism of healing itself is through fasting. Tell us about this. How can someone cure what kind of diseases from fasting? Whom it is recommended for?
Yeah. Akash being the subtlermost principle and Prithvi the grossermost. So healing hierarchy is accordingly.
Okay.
Subtler the principles, more potent is the healing. So Akash is space, and the space is very, very important.
Okay.
Supposing in our nose, the space sinuses, there are cavities. If that space decreases because of inflammation or whatever,
You cannot breathe.
yeah, we cannot breathe, or you got a headache and all. It is not sinusitis.
Correct.
When Akash is in sufficient quantity, we are healthy. In blood vessels also, if cholesterol happens to deposit, the lumen of the blood vessel decreases. Means Akash Tattva has decreased. The Prithvi Tattva has increased. And that leads to increase of blood pressure when cholesterol increases. So same principle is there. And so Akash being the subtlermost principle, what are the modalities to get treated with Akash principle? Supposing instead of Maida, which is very sticky, means it is full Prithvi principle. There is hardly any Akash. And if you see the puffs and kurmura, what we call, or the fibrous food like fruits and vegetables, or roughage, what we call, there is more chances of Akash Tattva. So we call it Shuddhi Ahar. So when we have such Ahar, restrict to only fruits for 1 day or more days, or only to the salads, then it's a treatment. And by going for Maida and such all Maida products, then it's other way. We fall sick. And so if you fast, then it is the peak of Akash treatment.
Okay.
And it is said that the great scientist Louis Pasteur, who is happened to, do research on all these microbes, previously in the absence of microscope, people are not aware that there is something beyond what we see.
Correct.
But there is a totally big world, beyond what we see with the naked eye. And when the telescope got invented, the microscope got invented, slowly we were aware about that. And Louis Pasteur was the first scientist who done a lot of research on these microbes. And initially, he used to wash his hand with some lotion twice, then another chemical thrice before having food and all that.
Yeah.
Because for the first time he was aware about all these bacteria, so he got much cautious. But as he got matured, he had a prophetic statement. Microbes are nothing, but soil is everything. So what does it mean?
Yeah.
It is not the microbes, but over what they grow. Soil means over what they grow, the medium, that is more important. And that's why it has been said understood in naturopathy now, the bacteria are not the primary cause for any infectious disease. They are only secondary cause. The primary cause is toxin accumulation inside the body. It is the substratum.
Yeah, that's a
It
very
is the
big
soil
statement.
over which this
That's a very
germs
big
grow.
statement, sir.
Yeah. And this is the basic principle of naturopathy.
Is that the reason why any kind of a illness or epidemic which spreads across, it gets impacted to some set of people and not to some set of
Not
people?
others.
Is this the reason?
If their immunity is
Because
high.
the soil is different?
Exactly. If their immunity is high, if their poison accumulation is low, then obviously they
The
are.
Akash Tattva is more.
Yes.
Ah,
And more you dump the antibiotics, their resistance increases, germs, and our resistance decreases. So, using antibiotics is not the right way to handle the infectious diseases. Rather, you fast. Fast will decrease, detoxify your body on one hand, and it boost the immunity on the another hand. And now I will tell you, Vivek, the greatest challenge to the modern, pathology today is not the germs, but antibiotics themselves. More stronger and stronger antibiotics you dump, their resistance increases. And how to handle? See, when some 60 years back, prior to that tuberculosis, there was no medicine, some 70, 80 years back. But when it was invented, the type of antibiotics which used to treat the tuberculosis it was 8 to 10 months treatment. But now those antibiotics are of no use. Because once we said we have own over the tuberculosis, but later on, the stronger bacteria of tuberculosis got evolved.
Oh, okay.
And nowadays, the people are getting tuberculosis. That treatment is 2.5 years long. And not those antibiotics. Now, these stronger antibiotics they have, synthesized. But where the story will end? Tomorrow, if that bacteria further evolves, where will you run? So it's so dangerous. It is not running behind this allopathic medicine or say antibiotics, but how to keep our body clean. Again, it comes to lifestyle. Avoid wrong food and have right food. Have your proper body movement. Then keep your mind cool. So it is known as Ahar, Vihar and Nidra, the great concept of Trisri of the triformula of health postulated by our Ayurvedic ancestors.
Sir, tell us about this book, Nisargahar, and what was the motive behind you writing this book? What is it that the reader will get to know from this book?
So just now I said Ahar, Vihar, Nidra. So it is not that I am doing yoga abhyas, everything will be okay. Yoga abhyas is good, no doubt, but yoga abhyas has its own plus points. I won't say minus point, but limitation also. Any modality will have its power as well as its limitation. So if you continue to dump wrong food inside our gut, you can't expect the
Correct.
results. And so Ahar, Vihar and Nidra, that is the food, the proper movement of the body and the state of the mind.
Correct.
All three are equally important. If they are disturbed, they have got role to produce diseases. And if they are in balance, right place, obviously the healing will take at its own. There is no need of medicine. Healing is the internal process, not necessary, depending on the medicine. So how to avoid medicine? What is that lifestyle? We say prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
Then what are those preventive aspects? I started thinking over that. So yoga is no doubt very good. It's a relaxing for mind. हिंदी में एक बहुत अच्छी कहावत है, पैर गरम, पेट नरम, सर ठंडा, रोगों को मारो डंडा.
What does it mean, sir?
Yeah. The feet should be warm.
Yeah.
The abdomen should be moderate.
Moderate.
And head should be cool.
Okay.
Ours is different.
Head is hot.
Head is hot. So stress is number one killer. even the medical science says. So because of stress, a lot of poison is created inside the body. Our immunity goes down and all that. So this is the formula of health. And from that point of view, I focused on the diet also. What are the wrong diet and what are the good diet? What are the toxifying diet? What are the detoxifying diet? What are the disease creating diet and what are the disease curing diet, healing diet? So that way I started thinking, as I said initially, I was delivering different lectures and then slowly I thought, let it be in black and white form, that so that anybody can refer to it at any time. That is one. Secondly, in a lecture, whether it is 1 hour lecture or 1.5 hour lecture, there is a limitation. How many points we are going to touch? There's a limitation. And sometimes we happen to cover this point and forget that point.
Correct.
But book we can write with a cool mind, taking sufficient time, hours and days together, rather months together. And we can ensure that, yes, I have covered all the points and anybody can refer to them at any time they want. And so book I found is a better media than lectures.
True.
Yeah.
True. Sir, autophagy as a concept is recently quite trending. It starts after 24 to between 72 hours is what I know. But you went to another level with a remarkable 21 days of water-only fasting. Tell us about this experience.
Yes, sir. Especially after 2016, when the Japanese scientist Oshohumi, I think his name, got a Nobel for this thesis on autophagy. And then everybody in India started talking. Oh, not only in India, of course, all religions rather. All religions world over have got some or the other form of
like a documented proof now.
Yeah, fasting means our ancestors,
Have been
worldwide
doing this.
ancestors, they were so clever, and that's why they have that part of culture, fasting. And then people started realizing, oh, now science has proved that
it,
what
yeah.
was the importance. So fasting is a very age-old culture. In Sanskrit, it is said, Langhanam Paramaushati. It means fasting is the superior-most medicine. They have stated long back. I don't know how many thousands years back. So there are different, so far India is concerned, Sankashti and Saturday and Thursday, all different. Monday, all types of different types of Vrata, what you call Ekadashi. So many fastings are there, or worldwide also, due to different reasons, fastings are there. So in naturopathy, as I said, it is the Akash principle, which is subtler most. And there are other modalities like having fibrous food or less food, etc. But fasting only on water is the peak of this Akash principle. So we say, I got fast. And in Marathi it is said, Ekadashi Dupat Khashi. Means Ekadashi is one of the vrata of fasting. And that day people happen to eat double. So the real meaning of fasting is not to have anything except water. Of course, in Islam, the Ramjan and the Rosé, wherein the whole day they do not even drink water. I don't have any comment so far religion is concerned, but so far naturopathy as a science is concerned, water is the medium of body. And so water is required to detoxify. And we say in 24 hours, whether you feel thirsty or not, you must drink 3 to 4 liters of water during fasting.
Okay.
So that will help to detoxify. So exclusively water intake is the best way of fasting. There can be fasting like only fruits or only buttermilk or say only salad or only vegetable juice, raw vegetable juice. These are also okay. There are also different types of fasting.
Okay.
They will also increase the Akash Tattva. But instead of that, if you do fasting only on water, then that's the peak. Likewise. So in naturopathy, they got the importance. As I said, because of fasting, body is getting detoxified. So the bacteria are automatically killed.
True.
And you are getting healed on one hand. On another hand, because of fasting, because of the increased Akash Tattva, your immunity increases. And that's why Dr. Herbert Shelton, an American naturopath,
Okay.
he's supposed to be the father of science of fasting
Oh.
because he did a lot of research, different experimentation. And at the end, he concluded 21 days fasting, that is 3-week fasting, is a complete fasting. One should not go for 22nd day fasting. It will be starvation, he said. He did the experiment like that. And he said, with first week of fasting, all kapha vikar, they are getting cured.
Okay.
Kapha vikar means cold and cough and all that.
Yeah.
After 2-week fasting, all the pitta vikar, means related to digestive system, related to acidity or liver, and after 3 weeks of fasting, all the vata vikar are getting cured, means related to your joint problem, etc. So kapha, pitta and vata. So that's what, and that's why 21 days is a complete fasting. And I happened to read his book and I got very much fascinated with that. I thought at least once in a lab, let me have an experience of, doing this, undergoing this 21 days fasting. And then I went to Pune, one ashram,
Okay.
because 1 or 2 days fasting you can do it at home.
Okay.
But 21 days fasting should be done under the supervision of expert. That is number one. And you can't have a control because the packs of hunger will be there intermittently. So when you are at home, things are at your reach. It's not that easy to control. And so there should be some ashram wherein we can manage. That atmosphere is different, we can manage. And I went there. And on 20th day, my naturopath said, oh, your pulse is not traceable. I think you should stop fasting now. So, because what happens, if somebody is having a lot of body fat, he will decrease a lot of weight.
Okay.
But my body weight was something like 55.
Before the fasting, sir?
Yeah, before the fasting. And on 20th day, it was 43. And that is the height. My body weight can't go beyond that. It can't reduce beyond that.
What is the loss
Because
of? Is it loss
in
of fat?
other words, fat, mainly fat. But of course, muscles also will get reduced during that period. But again, they will rebuild. It's okay because it's a process of detoxification. So body has to pay to some extent. But it's going to be reversible, so no issue. So 43 means I think some 13 kilos weight I would have lost.
Dropped. Okay.
And secondly, my body weight means my body fat being comparatively lesser, especially the subcutaneous fat is comparatively lesser. So what happened is that on 20th day, my pulse was not traceable. But then I told my naturopath, I have come with
Willpower. Yeah.
yeah, that I want to do this so-called 21 days complete fasting. Now, only for one day, I'm going to lose that opportunity. I don't know when again I will be able to do that.
Yeah.
But although you tell me that my pulse is not traceable, but I am okay. Can't I extend for another 24 hours? He said, okay, if you are, your willpower is there, you can go ahead. And if there is emergency, okay, we will see that. Then I could do it complete. And next day, of course, generally when it's a long fasting, it is broken by taking orange juice.
Okay.
So that's the methodology in that naturopathy. So I could, thanks that, I could complete that 21 days fast.
Sir, they say that when you go through a fasting process, like pure fasting, like how you said water fasting, after 24 or some 48 hours or something, there is a complete change in the body growth hormone. Now, and they also say, I've just read about this, that you create a completely new body, a fresh body with fresh cells. Please help me understand, what does this new body mean?
Exactly. We talk of detoxification. What does it mean? Now, whatever this Dr. Oshohami, who got the Nobel, he has studied what happens at a cellular, rather intracellular level. There are lysosome and Golgi apparatus, such organelles. They are not organs. Inside the cell, they are not organelles, so minute. And they are concerned with the enzymes and digesting it or destroying it. Now, 24 hours, supposing I am ingesting thrice whatever food.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah. So continuously it is going on. So food has got, it's just like two sides of a same coin. No doubt food has got nutrition, what you call carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, we know that. But that is just one side of the coin. Another side of the coin is toxin formation. Because it's a process. Any chemical reaction has got raw material.
True.
Expected or targeted product. Whether you wish or you do not wish, byproducts are bound to get formed. It's not in your hand.
I like that statement.
Yeah.
I understand that
And
statement.
byproduct, they block the forward reaction. And there are some, in chemistry, there are some reversible reactions. And when the concentration of the byproduct or waste product increase, they render the reverse reaction.
Oh.
Yeah. Not in all chemical reactions. Yeah. Not necessarily inside the body, even in the chemical laboratory, in test tube, I would say. So, the byproducts are to be removed from time to time for this forward reaction to happen. And that's why body has got also arrangement, because it has evolved since crores of years, no?
True.
Right from amoeba, single, cell and all that.
Yeah.
The chemistry is same from amoeba up to complicated human body.
Yeah.
It has not changed. Physiology has not changed. Now, what happens is that the cellular level, the enzyme, they digest. And as I said, thrice or more times you go on ingesting. So as they furnish us the nutritions, at the same time it will create the poison.
True.
And there are organs, liver, kidney, our sweat glands, our lungs, throwing out the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is nothing but another poison, well-known poison, acidic. And so they function day and night. But as we go on dumping poison also, if the capacity of this entire system is to throw out this much poison in, say, 24 hours, and I am dumping this much poison, unfortunately, so far our today's so-called 21st century modern man lifestyle is concerned, food habits are concerned, we are dumping much, much higher quantity poison than our capacity to detoxify. Means every 24 hours we are adding a particular quantity of poison, and it go on accumulating. And so the lysosome and all that, they don't have any opportunity, scope to destroy the old poison.
Correct.
When you fast, there is no dumping of the fresh poison. And then only there is a scope to destroy the old stored poison. And that's why Dr. Herbert Shelton said, not 1 day, 2 days, 24 or 48 hours. If it is 21 days consecutively fasting on water, first Kapha Vikar, then the Pitta Vikar and the Vata Vikar. All accumulated poison can be completely destroyed, and all the diseases can be completely prevented, up to cancer, he said. the tendency to have angina, that is the blockage in the coronary artery, or tendency to have the cancer cells, cancer growth, all that can be prevented because it is destroyed at a root cause, root level, I mean. That's the beauty of fasting.
Now, sir, the study says 21 days of fasting, but not everyone can take up this Herculean task.
It's not necessary also.
with the right set of guide to look for.
Correct.
What is the recommended fasting days that you recommend for a general population who is going to who is handling his work or his business, or just what is the recommended fasting days?
If you follow the nature's rule and have the natural food, there is no need of fasting at all. Means what it is? What is natural food?
Yeah.
Only raw. See, some 10,000-15,000 years back, I don't know,
Okay.
because there is no history record. I don't think there was fire. Our ancestors, some 15,000 years back, may not be knowing fire. So obviously they were not consuming any cooked food. It was only raw.
True.
Some 4,000-5,000 years back, maximum, there may not be agriculture.
True.
So obviously the staple food we are consuming today, the cereals and pulses, is our main food, isn't it?
Correct.
And comparatively the fruits and vegetables are less.
lesser.
What would have been picture prior to agriculture? It was reverse.
Reverse, definitely.
Yeah, mainly it was fruit and vegetable, and not much grains. But somewhere because of the labor in agriculture, it got tallied. But since the last 40-50 years, Vivek, you know it.
I know it.
What a tremendous, when we were small kid, what was our lifestyle and what is the situation today? There's a lot of change. And that's why we are inviting the diseases. So the junk food, Chinese, okay. Our ancestors, not our ancestors, just our one generation back, they have not even heard and not seen these food items, which our new generation is consuming, and they like only that much and nothing else. So there is a lot of poison accumulation. And so even if we change this food habit, we stop junk. And I won't say go for 100% raw, which is natural,
Okay.
but at least can you have 40% raw and 60% cooked food? It will make a lot of change. And then one day, only fruits. One day in a week, only fruits. Phalahar, what you call. Or one day, only, or once in a fortnight, only water.
Okay, once in a fortnight.
Yeah. This will also help a lot, whatever poison we are doing. And that's why, supposing if you change our lifestyle to a great extent, much raw food and all that, or avoiding the junk food, etc., I think we do not require fasting at all. But not that easy.
True.
Because control over the tongue is not easy in today's world. In the yogic scripture, for example, text, they have mentioned how should be the food. Little, not much.
Is it true that they mention your
Yeah,
food
yeah,
should be fitting in your palm? Are you serious? Is it true?
Not exactly, but it is said, if you consume once in a day, you are yogi.
Yeah.
If you consume food twice a day, you are bhogi. And if you consume thrice a day,
You are rogi.
you are rogi. Disease. So that is one part. Then Gherand Savita says, Annena puredardham toena tu trutyekam udarasya turyavasham savrakshet vayudharani. It means that if you made 4 parts of stomach, only 2 parts, that is half, 50%, you have to consume food.
Okay.
1/4, another 25% water, and the last 25%, 1/4, you keep reserved for air.
Yeah.
Means never, eat till satisfaction, in other words. So before satisfaction, you stop consuming. So that's the right way. That digestion will be faster, poison formation will be least. Digestion is longer, more poison formation. That's another thumb rule. That's the reason.
So there's a big question which people usually are facing around, especially young generation, which is, should I start with yoga or should I go for gym? What is a recommendation from a yoga acharya?
In fact, yoga, gym exercise, sports, dance, martial art, all are complementary and supplementary to each other.
Okay.
There is no any fight between two systems. All are good. But yoga is concerned not only with the body, but with mind too. And rather, yoga is concerned with spirituality. And so, for a youngster, yes, gym is good. But it has got no compare with yoga. Although one is doing gymming, he can simultaneously do yoga abhyas because the purpose is different. They are not alternatives.
Okay.
Yeah. But for youngsters, yes, why not? Gym is good. As I said, gymming, different sport activities, dance, martial art, all types of exercises, you know, they are coming in one category. Even Surya Namaskar for that purpose, coming in one category wherein there is sweating, wherein the breath rate increases, heart palpitation rate increases, blood pressure happen to increase temporarily. In yoga, it's exactly reverse. Your heartbeat rate goes down, your breath rate goes down, rather should go down
Okay.
if you are doing proper yoga.
Okay.
If you are not doing exercise under the name of yoga, and the blood pressure also will come down. In other words, all the metabolic activities, they slow down in yoga and they increase in other activities. And that's why I said they are complementary to each other.
So what are the major misconceptions that you have heard about yoga from people?
Yes, many times people ask that, okay, I'm already underweight.
Huh.
So if I do yoga abhyas, I will reduce further.
Correct.
So, we sometimes we tell them, okay, you just find out in the hall who is the fat one.
Okay.
So just put your towel beside that person.
Huh.
So his or her additional weight you will gain. So it's not happening literally in that manner. But what? Yoga is balancing. So if somebody's weight is more, it will help you to reduce. If somebody's weight is really low, because we may assume that I am underweight,
Okay.
or doctor may say, oh, you are underweight.
True.
But every individual is different. Whether my inside physiology believe that I am underweight, if that's the case, then it will see that it will come to the required point. Because if my digestion is not good, if my breathing is not good, by yoga abhyas, it might get improvised.
Okay.
And if it is getting improvised, then certainly my cause of the underweight has vanished. And body will decide I should be here.
True.
But that should be decided by Mother Nature, my internal, whatever system, and not by my intelligence.
Not by you inputting the food inside.
Yeah.
To,
And that will have a reverse effect, because if when I say my weight is less, is it bone are weak? Is it muscles are weak? Then merely by eating food, how can you put on that?
True.
Food is not. You should have a good food, not just weight increasing food,
Correct.
but nutritious, true nutritious food. And simultaneously you have to exercise or yoga abhyas. I would say use those body parts. Simple. Whenever you use a bone or use a muscle, if we prescribe 400 milligram, 500 milligram calcium for a bedridden patient, his bones are not going to absorb it.
True.
If you are doing simultaneous some movement, exercise, then that particular, if I do this biceps and triceps exercise, then this particular bone will absorb more calcium. So there is no exercise for bone. Exercise of the corresponding muscle indirectly is an exercise for that bone.
Okay.
And that's why our great ancestors developed, Surya Namaskar. 90% of the body muscles are used in Surya Namaskar. And what is the tradition? Early in the morning, facing sun, when the tender sunlight will fall on her. But nowadays we talk about vitamin D, how it is connected to, calcium metabolism. But all this science, our great ancestors, seers might be knowing. And the Surya Namaskar, which is doing exercise, giving exercise to 90% of the muscles of the body, and the sunlight simultaneously, is so good. It improves our immunity. It helps to strengthen all the muscles of the body, make all the joints flexible simultaneously, improve our immunity, etc., etc.
Sir, I have been a part of a couple of yoga clubs. I have noticed that some yoga clubs are also conducted during the evening or after the sundown as well. Is that the right thing to be done, or is it still impactful to the people?
Brahma Muhurta, that is early morning, is supposed to be the best time, especially for meditation.
Correct.
But what I always say is, more than idealism, practicalism is important. If you say, oh, because I am not able to get up in the morning, I don't have to do yoga. Okay. So that should not be a negative approach. It is said, stomach should be empty.
That's it.
Okay, morning it's empty. Evening also, mostly, it is empty.
True.
There are people, especially housewives, they say, neither in the morning we are free, nor in the evening. Kids return from the school, we are busy. And afternoon I am free. Okay. Wherever there is a will, there is a way. After a food meals, there should be 4-hour gap.
Okay.
After snacks, tea, coffee, there should be 2.5-hour gap. After fruit, 1-hour gap. After some liquid like coconut water or something like that, even half an hour is okay. And immediately after yoga abhyas, one should not, consume any food. There should be at least 20 minutes gap.
Okay.
If these criteria are fulfilled, any time in a day, one can practice yoga. So even afternoon, great. Although it is as is a odd time supposed to be, but yes, why not? Practical is more. Practicalism is important.
Sir, there are many different kinds of yoga. There is Hatha Yoga, there is Kundalini Yoga, there is Ashtanga Yoga, there is Iyengar Yoga, there is Hot Yoga by Bikram, there is Yin Yoga. Sir, so many different kinds of yoga. Suggest what is recommended for whom?
There are two differences mainly. At the modern time, different people have, opened their shop, I would say. And or traditionally.
Okay.
Traditionally also, yoga has got two meanings. One is yoga is joining. It is the Atma and Paramatma, the individual spirit and the universal spirit. They are same. Okay. But we don't know it because of the false knowledge.
Okay.
So when we get a correct knowledge, we will realize this term is very important. Not understand. Understanding is intellectual. Realize. When we realize, anubhuti, when we realize that they are same, that is what is real yoga. And that is the spiritual aspect and intention of yoga. But it has got an impact on the body and mind. And that's why from preventive point of view, curative point of view, from physical and mental health point of view nowadays, the yoga has become so popular. And then this is one meaning of yoga.
Correct.
Another meaning of yoga is the tool via which you are going to achieve it. So final destination is also yoga. Okay. And path through which you are going to achieve that destination is also yoga.
It's called yoga abhyas, correct?
Yeah, yoga. Yoga also, because bhakti yoga. Supposing you are going to achieve it through devotion, it's a bhakti yoga.
Okay.
Through action, then it is karma yoga. Through knowledge, then it is jnana yoga.
Okay.
Through meditation, then it is dhyana yoga. Through mantra, then it is mantra yoga. Through tantra, then it is tantra yoga. Like that. Now, Maharshi Patanjali in his Yoga Darshan, yoga is a philosophy.
Okay.
In India, philosophy is known as Darshana Shastra. There are that way 9 darshana known. 3 are Nastika, means they do not agree, accept the authority of Veda, like Jainism, Buddhism, Charvakacharism. These are known as Nastik Darshana, because they do not accept authority of Veda.
Okay.
And other 6 darshan which accept the authority of Veda, they are known as Astik darshan.
Okay.
And they are Mimamsa, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya and Yoga. These are the 6 darshan. So yoga is one of the darshan. That doesn't mean that yoga is restricted to yoga darshan only.
Okay.
Except Charvakacharism is very, very materialistic philosophy, Not necessary that materialistic philosophy or rational philosophy has come from Europe only, not necessary. In India also 2000 years back, this Charvakacharya has put forth this materialistic philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah. But even in other 2 Nastik darshan, that is Jainism and Buddhism, there are roots of yoga. So all these 8 darshan, except one, as I said, Charvaka, all these 8 darshan will find yoga in some or other form.
Okay.
And apart from that, all our texts and traditions, Ramayana, Mahabharata, everywhere, Upanishad are a part of Veda only. There are 4 Veda and some 108 Upanishad. They are part of that only. So all are, or the Smritis, Shruti, whatever they call, Aranyaka, Brahmanyaka, all these are actually Vedic literature only. Everywhere you will find glimpses of yoga. But they are not meant for only yoga. It has got entire spiritual philosophy.
Okay.
But Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Darshan is concerned with some of the techniques of yoga.
Okay.
Sankhya is a theory actually, and the practical handbook is yoga. They are 2 sides of same coin that way. And then Maharshi Patanjali again prescribes so many methods, tools. He defined yoga as chitta rutti nirodha, to control the mental processes in simple language.
Okay.
But how to achieve it? He said vairagya means detachment. Abhyas means study, like practice, let us say. Then onkar, chitta prasadanam, how to keep mind cool, happy. Like that, at least 10 different modalities he has prescribed.
Okay.
Then he said, every individual is at a different level, spiritual point of view. Because in India, in our philosophy, we believe in rebirth.
True.
Whatever our karma in previous birth, depending on that, we are where we are.
True.
What we are. So those who were already sages in previous birth,
Yeah.
they will get salvated, liberated in this birth itself. They're born as a yogi. But everybody is not like that. So he said that vairagya, detachment, is a modality, is a tool for such people. They are known as superior people, superior sadhak. There are moderate. He has prescribed Kriya Yoga. Tapa, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhan is called as Kriya Yoga as per Maharshi Patanjali. And then there will be not 3rd class, but 3rd level practitioners like me and you, common people. He has prescribed Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. This is known as Ashtanga Yoga.
Okay.
So that is what is known as Patanjali's Yoga.
Okay.
Hatha yogis were more practical. Patanjali's yoga is known as also Raja Yoga.
Okay.
And the Hatha, one of the text, Hatha Pradipika, initial itself, because there is a tradition always to salute the gurus to start any good thing. So after saluting guru in first 1.5 shlok, at the end of that second shlok, he says, Kevalam Raja Yogaya Hatha Vidya Upadishyate. What is the intention for prescribing this Hatha Yogic technique? Is to achieve Raj Yoga.
Which is? What is
Raj Yoga is the Dhyana Yoga, what Maharshi Patanjali prescribe, Means it is interconnected. It's not that the Patanjali's yoga is different and Hatha Yoga is different. It is just the practical extension of Patanjali's yoga.
Exactly. What about Kundalini Yoga? Same?
Same leads to Kundalini is a mysterious and power, it is said. It is in the Muladhara chakra in 3.5 coiled form. Adhomukhi means downward. Means when we die, the prana goes from downward.
Okay.
Many times the massive heart attack, they complain that I have to go to toilet. And they fall on the door of the toilet only.
Correct.
And that's why doctor says, never allow the patient, heart patient, or when he getting heart attack, complains to go to toilet. Never allow him to say, okay, either be, let there be here itself. Don't worry, we will arrange. That's most. We should remain lying position only.
Okay.
So this prana concept is there in Yoga Shastra. It is not in modern science. Which we say, prana take the exit. That is death. That's the definition of death so far. Yoga Shastra is concerned, or Indian science is concerned. The modern science may will have its own medico-legal language, what exactly death is, how death is defined. It is stoppage of heart or breath, whatever it is. But here, Yoga Shastra, it's prana, gata prana is the terminology. When prana has gone, we are dead. Until prana is there, we are alive. That prana takes the exit from the anus, from the Muladhara chakra. That is death. So when we do yoga sadhana, then the 3.5 coiled serpent-like structure, it's an energy structure. It's not a physical structure. It gets uncoiled. And it turns from adhomukhi, that is downward, to urdhomukhi, upward.
Okay.
And there are Muladhara chakra, then Swadhisthana chakra, Manipur chakra, Anahata chakra, Vishuddha chakra, Ajna chakra, and this is Sahasrar. They have described it like a lotus having 1,000 petals. Sahasra is 1,000. So in other words, they say 1,000 nadis meet here. It's like a railway junction. And when the prana emerges from here, it's not death. There also it leaves the body.
Okay.
But it's the liberation. Here, it's not pure Atma. That's why it is not liberation. Atma is covered by the vasanas. Okay. The will, urge. And that's why there is a rebirth.
True.
But here, nothing has remained. It's pure Atma that takes the exit. So no punarapi janaram punarapi. That's what yoga is. So no rebirth. It's a liberation, pure. So this is known as Kundalini
And what
Yoga.
about this?
So no, let me complete. In Hatha Yoga, they have prescribed these different techniques, mudras and kriyas and pranayam and many other things, which help to arouse this Kundalini. That's why Hatha Yoga itself is known as Kundalini Yoga.
Okay, so they are all linked.
Yeah. Now coming to other modern branches.
Yes. Tell us
So same Hatha Yoga, Iyengar Guruji has stressed more on asana, more on symmetry of the body. So not only the traditionally prescribed or described asanas, but he designed his own different symmetry, geometrical symmetry type asana.
Okay.
Then he prescribed to use some of the props so that asana can be maintained for longer time. So that is his school.
Okay.
There are other schools which purely follow this, or traditionally different asana prescribed in the text.
Correct.
And the pranayam and kriya and dhyan, etc. Like ours, Yoga Vidyaniketan or Kaivalitham. So many institutes are there. But they stress on the traditional yoga. But now there are non-traditional yoga, hot yoga and all that you are, dog yoga and whatnot you are talking about, or the power yoga, etc. It's a mixture of yoga and exercise at one hand. Secondly, what happens, Ayurveda has described or defined its own what medicine is. A medicine is one which should not have side effect. Now, this modern science will never accept it. The pharmacology principle says if an ingredient doesn't have side effect, it has effect, not effect too. It doesn't have effect too. That's the principle of pharmacology. But Ayurveda says a medicine is one which should not have any side effect,
Okay.
then only effect. Otherwise, it's not a medicine, it says. Okay. And so nowadays, just by adding some leaf inside, they say herbal cosmetics and herbal this and herbal. It's a commercialization. Nowadays, the world has accepted the importance of yoga and Ayurveda, and this is the most vulnerable time. It's a most dangerous time that it will be misused. So, yoga and Ayurveda is being commercially exploited nowadays. The purity is being removed. So, institutes like Yoga Niketan be behind keeping this originality and purity of yoga, and all this power yoga and hot yoga, etc., what you are referring, these are all the commercial, polluted, I would say,
Correct.
editions.
They have their own school of thoughts, while
Yeah.
association like
But
Yoga
it's not pure
Niketan,
yoga.
it's not.
We have to be very cautious.
Nisargahar as a book, if a youngster reads, what is the kind of healthy diet it recommends?
First of all, naturopathy has got its own philosophy. What is that philosophy? Very simple. No degrees are required for that. Just observe Mother Nature around what we find. For example, who is drinking milk in nature?
The younger
Mammals,
ones?
that too mammals.
Mammals.
Yeah. Mammals, their kids get fed on milk of their own mother
True.
and not some other animal's milk.
True.
So simple, this is the philosophy. Means consuming milk is unnatural. Likewise, cooked food is that way unnatural. That way. So far nature is concerned. That's why I said we can't, in today's civilized life, we can't talk of eating only 100% raw. But can you switch on to 40% raw and 60% cooked? Isn't it? Another very important concept is acidigenic food and alkaligenic food. In nutrition is a branch of modern science concerned with the food. There hardly this point is discussed. They talk only about carbohydrate, protein, and alkaligenic and acidigenic food. Of course, Ayurveda comes close. It says the wrong combination and wrong process should be avoided. That's what Ayurveda says. Okay. So, what is this concept of acidigenic and alkaligenic food? Our body residue is 80 alkali to 20 acid.
Okay.
If you burn our body, let us say, or how it is constituted, let us see. It is 80 alkali and 20 acid.
Okay.
Okay. But most of the food, they are rather acidogenic. Or at the end, they increase the acid inside. Number one. Secondly, continuously acids are created as a metabolic waste.
Okay.
Okay. That's why we continuously breathe out through the carbon dioxide. What it is? If you dissolve carbon dioxide in water, it is known as soda water, carbonic acid.
Correct.
It's acid. Means we breathe every minute 20 or more times or less time, whatever. Means we want to throw acid out. If you see the report, pathological lab report of your urine, what is the pH of urine? Acidic. It means whether it is kidney, whether it is lung or other organ, they continuously try to throw the acid out to render the inner alkalinity, which is going to take care of my health, which is going to keep me healthy. So any food that will help to maintain this bit alkaline pH of the blood is healthy. Thumb rule. Any food which is going to take blood pH towards the acid is detrimental for my health. It is acidogenic.
Okay.
And what are the food which are acidogenic?
I was about to say.
Yeah, sugar, number one. Anything connected to sugar. Now, not necessary that you have to eat one spoon of sugar directly. There's a big list. You can also start.
True.
Tea, coffee, biscuit, chocolate, ice cream. Big list, isn't it? Cake and different sweets. Okay.
Does jaggery come under sugary
Yeah.
food?
Comparatively, jaggery is better. So that's why we say there are festivals, and sometimes you have to respect our 2.5-inch tongue in 5.5 feet body, isn't it? So if at all you have to consume sweets, one is fruit is another most natural alternative. But otherwise, laddu or any sweet or kheer, what we call, prepared out of jaggery, that too organic jaggery,
Okay.
are prescribed. But sugar we should avoid as far as possible. It's highly acidogenic. Number two, refined oil, highly acidogenic. So filtered oil, or so-called the kache ghani bolte
Yeah.
hain.
Cold press.
Cold pressed, or sometimes it is known as, I think another term they use, virgin oil. So these are good.
So what else as acidic food to be avoided?
Yeah. Third item is hydrogenated fat, dalda and margarine, all these things. So somebody will say, okay, but we bring, pure ghee in our home. We never consume all these hydrogenated fat.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But are you consuming khari, toast, biscuit from the bakery? Then they are using that same thing. Because of which it has turned cripsy.
Yeah.
Perhaps with ghee also it can be turned cripsy. But who will go for ghee when?
When the cost is so expensive.
Yeah, cost-wise, when the hydrogenated fat is available, unfortunately. Then these are the major three highly acid dumping. Then fermented food, as far as possible, we should avoid.
Fermented
Sometimes
food?
Fermented food, yeah.
But people
And
usually say opposite of it.
Yeah, in nutrition it is safe because it is said it is semi-digested already, so it's good for health. That's what.
Yeah.
But Ayurveda has stated long back, thousands of years back. Ayurveda said, with fermentation, food turns sticky and acidic. They say.
Yeah.
Am is acid. Am is ultimate cause for any disease. That's what the Ayurveda says. That is again same thing. Naturopathy and Ayurveda, they come much closer that way. Okay. Acid is responsible for means acid is responsible for disease. That's what Ayurveda says. And same naturopathy believes. Okay. And so it turns more sticky. For example, constipation is there. Then the fermented food is not at all prescribable, recommendable for the patient.
This is new thing.
Because it is sticky and it is acidic. Ayurveda has accepted it long back. Okay, but they are talking about only one point, that with fermentation, it's semi-digested. Yes, true, it's true. But we are discussing about only one side of the coin and not about another side of the coin. Another side of the coin is it turning sticky and acidic. I do not mean that you avoid all the time fermented food, but not every now and then because of these reasons. And depends on the merit of the health. If somebody is already suffering from constipation, somebody already suffering from acid-related diseases, then yes, he should avoid altogether. But otherwise, me and you, sometimes, okay, but not more frequently. It's not that way healthy food.
Correct.
Yeah.
No more frequency of it. Good.
Sometimes it's okay.
Sir,
Then,
yeah.
Let me complete that
Sure,
acidic,
acidic part.
This thing, chart. Anything having high protein. Protein is good. Protein is required for the body. But is important. Pulses are rich in protein.
So
Moong, matki, they are poorest. 33% protein. Chana, gram, is 38% protein. Rajma is 39%. Soya bean is 40% protein. Among the vegetable food, highest protein is soya bean, 40%. And that's why there is no tradition of consuming soya bean. First of all, soya bean doesn't have much taste. But nowadays say, okay, in 1 kilo wheat, you put 1 fist of soya. So
Grind
that you will get
grind it and use it.
protein. That's what the modern nutrition they prescribe.
What do you recommend?
But the Ayurveda and naturopathy doesn't prescribe that, because protein is required, agreed.
Okay.
That doesn't mean a food ingredient with high protein is required. Moong is having that. So Ayurveda prescribed, don't even consume tur dal, it says. Daily basis, you have to consume moong dal. Because tur dal, vata karak, they say. It means it is increasing acid. Okay? And so, whenever you have to consume tur dal, Ayurveda says, you use that asafoetida, hing, for tadka, fodni. And use a drumstick
Okay.
by default. So, drumstick will reduce that, whatever, vatvikar or acid formation, whatever you call. And daily basis, you consume moong dal. That's what it says. But now people say, oh, moong dal is not that tasty, so I am fond of tur dal.
Correct.
That's what it is. So this is, then all the junk food, they are also highly acidogenic. All junk food, they are highly acidogenic. Fried, etc. Now, reverse. What is the healthy chart?
Correct.
Alkaligenic.
Alkaligenic.
Lemon consumed on empty stomach. Highly alkali. Lemon is acidic otherwise. Lemon as is acidic. It is not acidic or alkaline that is important. Acidogenic or alkaligenic means what will be converted to is more important. For example, sugar is neutral. pH 7.00, sugar.
Okay.
Neutral. But when it is consumed inside the body, turns with highly acidic residue. So it's highly acidogenic. Sugar is neutral, but highly acidogenic. Lemon is acidic, but when consumed on empty stomach, it is highly alkaligenic. That's why it is amruta.
Okay.
But generally, those who are suffering from acidity or joint problem, you would have heard some article or some great people saying that don't consume any sour, including lemon. They are half right. They are not fully right. Because they are right because how you consume conventionally lemon? By putting sugar, you prepare limbu sarbat, lemonade. You have lemon on
Any
varan
spice.
bhat, rice dal, on poa, on
Any kind
upma,
of food, yeah, usually.
on pav bhaji,
Correct.
or chutney of that idli dosa. Every time you are combining lemon with carbohydrate, which is a wrong combination as per Ayurveda. Ayurveda has got a separate chapter, Ahar. Ahar means opposite food. Food which should not be mixed at a time. So such thought process is unfortunately is not there in the nutrition and modern science.
Okay.
Unfortunately. But which is there in naturopathy and Ayurveda. That's why these are more of a preventive sciences and health furnishing sciences, whereas modern medicine is a science of disease.
True.
I hesitate to consider modern medicine as a health science. It's a science of disease rather. And Ayurveda and the naturopathy, they are rather health sciences. And yoga, of course, it's a spiritual science rather. Head is secondary there. Health is a byproduct so far yoga is concerned. And so far lemon and empty stomach. So those who are, I would say rather all of us daily, early in the morning, let us squeeze one lemon.
For everyone?
For that concentrated lemon juice, you drink without touching your teeth because it is sour, no? You directly pour in the throat and then nicely rinse your mouth and drink sip of water to flush the soreness, and then for another 1 hour, consume nothing.
Nothing.
Not even water. You can go for a walk or do any activity, but consume nothing. And that exclusive lemon therapy is rendering that alkaligenic medium. So for everybody I am prescribing because we can't avoid dumping of acidogenic food, unfortunately, today. If you go for 100% raw food, you are welcome. Neither you require lemon in the morning, nor you require any naturopathy or any fasting. But we know practically it is not possible.
It's not possible. Yeah.
That's why I have prescribed at least go for 40% raw and 60%, junk. I mean, sorry, not junk, the cooked food.
Right.
Yeah. So, if patients are having acidity, hyperacidity, or most of the diseases are because of acid only, whether it is osteoporosis, or whether it is joint problem, or whether it is kidney infection, urinary infection, whether it is liver problem, the basic cause is increased acid.
Acidic.
And so in all such cases, rather than 1 lemon, slowly we increase lemon, 2 lemon, 3 lemon, or evening time again you make. But the criteria is that after meal there should be minimum 3 hours gap. And after meal, 3 hours after gap, you have to consume lemon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why the empty stomach, no? That's the
Okay.
Or after lemon, have at least 1 hour gap before consuming any other food.
Okay.
So this is the criteria. If you fulfill, anytime in a day you can consume this lemon. Then all the fruits are alkaligenic, and fruits should be consumed on empty stomach. I got one statement in my book also. Fruits consumed on empty stomach are like gold, and that over food are like iron. So that much its potency goes down. And there are, of course, scientific reasoning for that, which I have described in my book.
True. People usually have this misconception of having fruit salad after the meal.
Right. People say in our thali, already it's a balanced food, but lacking some vitamins and minerals here and there. So if I consume a fruit over it, it will be fill in the blank. It will be complete food. That's a wrong concept, because in stomach only protein gets digested in highly acidic medium.
Okay.
And in fruit, there is something to be digested. Because the term digestion is defined as to convert water insoluble ingredient into water soluble ingredient so that it is absorbed in the blood.
Okay.
Proteins are water insoluble, so they need to be converted into amino acids. Starch is water insoluble, so it needs to be converted to glucose. Fat is water insoluble, so it needs to convert it to fatty acid. And that is what is process of digestion is. There is no process, there is no term digestion valid to vitamins and minerals. Vitamin B and C are water soluble. Vitamin A, D, K are fat soluble. In blood, we have got water as well as cholesterol, that is moving fat. And so, and minerals are water soluble. So for minerals and vitamins, the term digestion is not valid. It is only for protein, starch and fat. And when we consume fruits on empty stomach, within half an hour, all those ingredients reach our blood tissues. And over a food, if I consume a fruit for 3.5 hours minimum,
Okay.
protein is digested there in highly acidic medium. The fruit will convert it to alcohol.
Okay.
The fruit which would have absorbed directly and reached my tissue within half an hour is putrefying in my gut, my stomach, in acidic medium for more than 3.5 hours.
Okay.
That's why I have said that. Gold and iron.
Sir, you focus on fruits, organic fruits.
Or
Tell us about
on empty stomach.
Tell us about dry fruits. What is this concept of dry fruits
Little quantity of dry food is also recommended, but don't mix. Dry fruits and dry nuts should not be mixed at a time. Dry nuts like, say, cashew nut or almond or walnut or pista or even groundnut are that way nuts only.
Right.
Till, sesame is also nut only that way, oil seed, no?
Right.
Yeah. And sunflower
seeds.
flax seeds. Okay. As is for health, polyunsaturated fatty acid is good. Where it is in flax seeds,
Okay.
in sunflower oil, or in rice bran oil, etc. Monounsaturated mainly in our til or groundnut. And saturated fat is ghee or coconut oil. That's why in winter season, coconut water gets solidified and not the groundnut oil because it is monounsaturated. Now, what are these hydrogenated fat? Naturally polyunsaturated or monounsaturated fatty acid are artificially converted to saturated by using nickel as catalyst and caustic soda as the medium. And that's why it is dangerous for
So
health.
it should not be had.
Trans fat. Okay. So, polyunsaturated fat is good, but then there is advertised. Safola, good for heart.
Correct.
I am going to ask a question immediately. Are you going to drink it raw? Safola, being polyunsaturated fatty acid, good for heart, accepted. But how we are going to consume it? If you are going to fry it, then it's very, very dangerous.
Which is
Because
the way it is done.
the ghee or the coconut oil which is saturated, if you heat it, if you fry something in it, it's not dangerous. Free radicals are not formed in it.
Oh, okay.
But more the unsaturated fatty acid, which is otherwise said to be good for the health, more and more free radicals will be formed, which are ultimate culprit for aging up to cancer. And that's why so much oily food nowadays, fried food we are eating, and cancer has increased like anything.
Okay.
That's the reason. Previously, somebody would say, okay, puri and that shankarpali, etc., it's Indian food only, but it was not a daily consumed food. Yeah. Only in Diwali, for Maharashtra is concerned, only Diwali there was tradition of frying. But nowadays, it's height. So we are suffering from cancer, such a increase. One of the reasons, of course, there are so many other reasons why cancer has increased in so huge numbers. That's the reason. Eat nuts in few numbers. 1 cashew nut daily.
One cashew nut.
What happens with us, if you eat cashew nut, क्योंकि control ही नहीं होता है बोलते हैं that ad.
Yeah.
So some 12-15 cashew nut will eat. And then for another 6 to 8 months, I don't know what cashew nut is. I know, later I have not consumed, Daily consume 1 cashew nut.
Okay.
Daily consume 2 this thing, almond, that to soaked almond. Half a walnut. Few.
Why half a walnut? They say it's a full brain. So you eat the full brain.
You can consume full also, no
Okay.
problem. Yeah. But because, previously there was a tradition, morning, those who are doing exercise, bodybuilder, they used to drink 1 glass full almond milk.
Almond milk.
But early morning for a layman like me and you, because their appetite is exceptionally high, those bodybuilders. But for layman, do not consume nuts in the morning, because in the morning the digestion appetite is low.
Okay.
As there is sunrise and as the sun reaches top of the head, then your appetite is at the peak. And so early morning you should have a lighter food like fruits. Fruits are best for breakfast. That's the reason.
Mix of fruits are recommended?
Yeah. Then there are 4 types of fruits are there. They should not be mixed. But prior to that, let me complete this nuts.
Nuts part.
So afternoon is best. So if you soak in the night before going to bed, half fist of groundnut, 2 almond, 1 spoon of sesame, that is til. Morning you remove that water and keep it in the air. Or if you want to go to office, you tie it one cotton napkin. Don't pack it because it's breathing now. It's alive. It's breathing. That is known as germination process, wherein protein is converted to amino acid, fat into fatty acid. And as a bonus of vitamin B, vitamin E, some enzymes are synthesized there. And so after having lunch, instead of getting a tea break, at about 3 p.m. or so, I have used that term in my book also. Instead of tea break, give a nuts break. So you open your napkin, and these are already soaked. So remove the peel out the almond, both. One cashew nut is there, till is there, groundnuts are there.
Correct.
They are already soaked. I mean, cashew nut is not soaked.
Not soaked.
But almond and
Walnut?
this thing, walnut, they are also not soaked. So mix all these and don't be in hurry. Crush it, chew it more time, and drink only the milk, because it's very heavy to digest. So within mouth only, crush it nicely and drink only the milk out of it. So that is the best way. So that much quantity of nuts will be very healthy. But if you consume too much nuts, then it's not healthy for a layman like me and you.
That's a nut break. What about the morning, the moment
fruits,
you wake
coming
up?
to fruits.
After you drink the lemon water.
Lemon juice. After some 1 hour or so,
Correct.
you will be.
Then you go for
It's
exercise.
not lemon water, rather concentrated lemon juice I recommend. Don't dilute it to lemon water.
No dilution?
No. Lemon juice, concentrated. Better.
Okay.
And don't touch your teeth. Just pour it in the throat and then nicely rinse your mouth and drink one sip of water. That's
Then,
what I
sir, you said 1
Then-
hour of a walk or exercise or
Yeah,
something.
if you do it, that's well and good. And then the first breakfast should be fruits.
Okay. Now, what fruits do you recommend?
Citrus fruits are best, but then season-wise it depends.
Okay.
So we can classify fruits into 4 categories.
Okay.
One is sour fruit, that is the citrus fruit.
Yes.
Another is sweet but cool in nature. Cool in the sense, kapha karak, what we in say Ayurveda, like banana, guava, sitafal. They are known as thanda, cool.
Apple?
No, apple
No
doesn't.
apple,
I will come to that. Then there are sweet pitta karak, garam we call.
Okay.
Jaise papita, papaya.
Papaya.
Then jackfruit, dates. These are supposed to be the garam, pitta karak. So
Okay.
don't mix these categories. Okay. Supposing you are consuming orange, you can mix pomegranate or mosambi with it, because it's one class. If you are consuming, say, banana, you can mix chiku with it,
Okay.
or sitafal or guava with it. Now, coming to your question, apple and chiku, they are like jokers.
Okay.
They are neutral. They are neither garam nor thanda. So, with papaya also, you can mix apple or chiku if you want, or with banana also you can mix. But banana and papaya should not be mixed. And similarly, both banana and papaya should not be mixed with mosambi. These are distinct categories. And actually, melon is 4th category. Melons or watermelon, muskmelon.
Yeah.
But even if you sometimes mix with that cold category, not much wrong. With banana, if you mix it. But ideally, it's a 4th category. But even if you mix with that sweet cold one, not much bad. Okay? But other 2 categories, you don't mix the melons.
Amazing.
Ideally, consuming one type of a fruit at a time is best.
Okay.
But if you want to mix, then members of that category can be mixed, but not the other categories.
You have yourself been a part of curing people and yourself
Myself.
through sinusitis, through malaria, through dengue, even COVID-19.
Correct.
Tell us about this experience and tell us about the healing,
Yes.
how it can be done.
Yeah. As I slowly got exposed to naturopathy, as I said, that naturopathy believes that, microbes are not the
Reason.
germs are not the primary cause of infection. They are only secondary cause. It is the accumulated poison which makes a favorable situation for germs to grow is the prime reason for the infectious diseases. As I got exposed to this theory, It was so fascinating. And there is no need of any treatment for any acute diseases, fever or cold or say loose motion, all are known as the acute diseases.
Okay.
And then since 1990, I stopped all types of such medicines. Whenever I get a cold or say fever, I will just take rest and fast.
So what all come under acute diseases?
Cold or all types of fevers, influenza
Okay.
or malaria, dengue, all this.
Okay.
Or even loose motion are also.
These are
acute
common
disease-
diseases,
common
basically, yeah.
Acute diseases. And it is said, as per naturopathy, they are the healing crisis. They are created by the body to throw the toxin out.
Is it?
The germs are hired by the body like we do with the labors. That's what the philosophy of naturopathy says. Unlike what the modern science or medical science says us, that it's an attack by germ over the body.
It's not.
But naturopathy says they are hired by the body to
cleanse.
detoxify the body.
Good.
Total different philosophy.
So
So,
now
I
how?
stopped taking these medicines from 1990 to 2000 for all the most of the influenza, etc. I got a confidence that without any medicine, I got it cured as per the theory. So that was the practical experience. But from 1990 to 2000, 10 years, I got falciparum malaria 10 times, 12 times.
12.
Relapse.
Okay.
But I never dare to, use naturopathy so far this falciparum malaria is concerned. I used to consume chloroquine and all that. So much acid was
Correct.
formed
Allopathy.
and and but still it relapsed many times after 4 months and again and again. In 2001, last I got malaria. At that time I thought, okay, since last 10 years I got so much confidence that all these influenza etc. got cured without any medicine. Malaria is also acute disease. Why not? I should follow naturopathy so far.
Okay.
Malaria is concerned. And I did that. I fasted for 2 days. And then for another 8 days, I didn't consume a single cooked grain. Only raw, fruit juice, vegetable juice, tender coconut water, and all that. And my immunity increased. My body got detoxified because of that. And what is the outcome? On 8th day, my hemoglobin was only 8.5%, which is around 14%, My WBC count was only 2,500, which is around 7,000 otherwise. Because the BSF is getting, smashed when there is an attack by an enemy nation. So just like that. But when the fresh platoon goes, then we win the war. And then we preserve our sovereignty. If I'm asking some external force to help me, then I will be a slave of that country.
Exactly.
Similar fashion. It's my responsibility of my immune system to deal with the germs. But we hire the chemical antibiotics and whatnot. And then we happen to decline our immunity. And so on 9th day, to my surprise, my hemoglobin was 9.1. It got increased. And WBC count 3,100. And slowly it took another 4 months to get back to that position. And most important, from 1990 to 2000, I got 12 times malaria. And from 2001, today 2026, since last 25 years, malaria didn't dare to attack me second time. Because my immunity increased like anything. And that is the power of naturopathy. So I strongly trust and believe in this process. And when I, guided a couple of my students who got, one of them was medical student actually, who got dengue, and without any medicine, her dengue was okay because of this process. People talk about tender papita leaf juice. Yes, good. If you are consuming wrong food along with that, then how that will give you the result? So if you fast or if you go for only these natural food, fruits, etc., and along with that papita juice, then it will have correct effect. It will help to increase the our platelets and all that. And when in 2000, everybody was discussing about COVID-19, when it had not reached in February in China only and Italy only, and when slowly started reaching in India in March, if you remember, 2000, then everybody started discussing about that. I started posting some of the posts, some, a small article and circulating within my, circle, my students, etc. That don't worry at all, don't be afraid. If you fast and rest, take rest, it will be cured. Don't go for any allopathic medicine. Secondly, I will ask you, till today, has medical science claimed that they have got a medicine for COVID-19? No.
Vaccine?
Yeah, vaccine, that's different thing. Medicine.
No, there is no medicine.
If you don't have medicine, why did you treat at all? Very simple question. And that's why they treated with steroids and the remdesivir, some black or that we heard, antibiotics, which are not known for curing COVID-19.
People had a side effect of it.
Exactly. One of my friends got stroke because of vaccine.
True.
I have not taken a vaccine. Senior citizens were given vaccine on top priority, if you remember. But I have not taken vaccine. So, it's so simple. I fasted for 2 days, and of course, it was not to me alone. All 3 family members got COVID-19. And for 2 days we fasted. And then for another 10 days, we are very strict so far food is concerned. Very light liquid food. And after 6 days, body pain and the fever has gone. Cough remained for few more days, but not much complication. But those who are got admitted, the oximeter, tomorrow it was 92, yesterday it was 92, today it has fallen to 84. Because, see, this is a science only. When there is negative emotions, when you are afraid, anxiety, your immunity falls down like anything. And same psychic game they played. Right when it was in China and Italy, TV channels started showing that red color and blue color, that coronavirus picture, and then how this thing, that thing. Means you created a, anxiety in the minds of society.
True.
Which led to lowering your immunity. And then whatever they did, So, our COVID-19 got cured without any complication. Okay.
Sir, I now move to the rapid fire round question, which is the last part of my section, where whatever comes first to your mind, just quickly answer it. A favorite book apart from your book?
Many books are there.
One favorite book apart from your book, sir?
It is regarding yoga or is it regarding any?
It's your favorite book.
My Guruji's book is there on Yoga for Health and Peace.
That is the one. One habit that you want to change in yourself?
Which I already changed or I want to change today.
You want to change?
One I changed was tea. I was consuming tea 40 years back.
Now,
morning tea I stopped it, and then since like 40 years.
Now what do you want to change?
Yeah.
What do you want to?
Eating, say, calorie food.
Okay.
So, I want to reduce further.
You want to reduce further. Okay. What is the morning habit that you never miss?
Taking lemon, doing, yoga abhyas.
If you could advise your younger self, younger Guru Durgadas, what would you advise?
Yeah. Days have gone. So lot of bad has happened, those days. So if what I can advise today, that advice I would have got that day.
Yeah.
Certainly, it have been golden days. Get up early and use your body, move, do some regular exercise or Surya Namaskar, whatever it is, and control your tongue.
In terms of eating
Yeah.
or speaking?
Yeah.
Eating.
And think positively, most important. Yeah. Have positive approach in your mind. So a lot of negativities in those days have done a lot of bad at that time. Because not proper guidance was there.
True. So, last question. What would you advise today's generation? Your final advice, if you want to give, what would it be?
Yeah. Do not compare, first of all.
Okay.
You are best creature. All creatures are best as per his creation. And so do not compare. Whatever you have, how best I can use in my life positively. Instead of comparing and saying, I am lacking this, I am lacking that. Don't forget what you are given. It's a God gift to you. How to make best use of it. And have that Ahar, Vihar Nidra, So have proper food. Avoid wrong food. Have good food. Use the body in any form, whether it is sports or Surya Namaskar or Yoga Abhyas or gym, whatever. Anything is okay. And think positively.
That's amazing. That's an amazing advice. It is actually eye-opening. Some of the areas were eye-opening for me. I definitely believe that this podcast should reach people who are looking forward for health guidance from yoga and naturopathy perspective. People are these days spending a lot of money,
Yeah.
which they are earning during their early days of life, which they are spending
and
later
to
on.
fall sick is not affordable today.
It is
Unless you have got a very high salary or good insurance.
true. So might be this age-old knowledge and this tried and tested knowledge, I would say, which you as a person have tried, will help them. So yeah, guys, that's how this whole podcast went. We met Yoga Acharya Dr. Durgadas Sawant with us, and he explained everything right from what food is acidic, what food is alkaline, what is the nature of your body, what is it that you should prefer in your morning diet and everything. He also focused on understanding different kinds of yoga and what they all mean in all together in today's life. But what I always want to tell you always is that make sure that you exercise. Any kind of an exercise is good enough. Focus on your diet. It's important what you eat in these days. There was a time back there where people were asking you to eat more because there were different times. Today, a smart person is someone who eats less and focuses more on exercising. Any kind of exercise is good enough. So yeah, with that, I would like to ask you all to please continue watching this podcast, and I will have many other authors coming in and speaking to you on multiple different topics. So do keep subscribing and watching. And until then, take care of yourself, keep smiling, and be happy.